Hello, welcome to the Enterprise AI Minute, your journey into the real world AI future. This episode is brought to you by Cloud Wars Expo, running June 28th through 30th at Moscone Center in San Francisco, California. Well, I will be leading tracks and sessions alongside Bob Evans, founder of Cloud Wars, and the rest of my Acceleration Economy analyst colleagues. More details? Well, go to cloudwarsexpo.com and join me there.
Join thousands of CXOs June 28th to 30th in San Francisco, California at Cloud Wars Expo as we explore a new metric called the time to dazzle, exclusively focused on how long it takes to dazzle customers with new business models that are enabled by the cloud, empowered by AI, and optimized with human ingenuity. Register today at cloudwarsexpo.com and join a movement to make dazzling customers the metric that matters.
Our gluttonous need for data is soaring beyond what we could have imagined just a few short years ago. But quite frankly, massive data sources are needed really for AI to learn from. This in turn creates these really massive AI models. For example, back in 2020, OpenAI launched a breakthrough in the AI world, which was called GPT-3. It's a large language model, and it had 175 billion parameters. Now, this AI model, when prompted with a single sentence by one of the human testers, if you will, created several super short stories with really surprising human-like writing styles with complex sentence structures. Now, while this is a big step towards AI understanding our human language better, it still can't create anything new. Now, something which we humans have been good at or bad at for quite some time is this creativity. But GPT-3 is really getting smaller compared to recent advances in AI models. Yes, GPT-3 was 10 times the size of GPT-2, but DeepMind released an AI model in December with 280 billion parameters. Next, Megatron Turing NLG released one with 530 billion parameters. And not to be outdone, Google released its Switch Transformer and GLAM or GLAM models with 1.2 trillion parameters. Now, it seems like these companies are just going for scale and consumption. Of course, unlike anything we've ever seen. But despite all these advances, these AI models are still prone to bias and toxic outputs. So really, this is a catch-22 for AI learning. On the one hand, more data is needed to get better, but with more data comes a higher probability of inheriting human biases. So we humans, yes, we're using AI more and more as a daily part of our lives. But it seems like when it comes to purposeful usage or adoption within businesses, we're seeing this gap. And what I mean is that people are hesitant to invest in something that could create negative outcomes and potentially cause bad decisions to be made. Yes, many companies are heavily investing in AI. I'm not discounting that. But there's still some people that take a step back and don't accept everything AI is really pumping out. And this is why we humans will be heavily involved in AI going forward. Yes, we are great at making things, creativity, and having ingenuity and experience at our disposal. This is something we are great at as humans. And we're making great strides with AI. But we've got to create a balance with what AI is outputting, with what I just mentioned, that human ingenuity and experience and creativity. It's almost like the old phrase of taking something with a grain of salt. Because remember, the future of AI depends on what we do now. So stay real, stay you.